Hi guys, I'm Megan. Thanks for tuning in today. Today's video is part 2 of what I made in 2021, my tops and dresses. First up, the Ogden Cami. I made several different versions of the Ogden Cami, varying up slightly on alterations that I made to the pattern, adding darts and changing the hemline, etc. I'd really like to revisit this pattern this year and dial it in. I mean, it's a very simple pattern, easy to make. I think it flatters a lot of people, but I haven't made one that I truly love yet. So something to revisit for this year. All right, second is this dress that I made from the Ogden Cami pattern. I was inspired by all the hacks that I had seen and just the general cottage core midi length vibes that were going around. That's not really my style. So I ended up choosing this rayon that I got at an estate sale because it's really soft and flowy and floaty and comfortable, and I knew it would be really enjoyable to wear in the hot months, but it wasn't a favorite print of mine, so I thought this would be a good thing to try out. And it is just that. I love wearing it in the hot months. I feel like I'm wearing a nightgown though, and it's not maybe such secret pajamas, but I feel like I'm just wearing my pajamas. So maybe it's because of the print or the fact that I have an empire waist or the midi length, which is not, I don't think suits me so well. So I would again like to revisit this as well and just make a different version, slightly lower waistline and slightly higher hem. Okay, third is the Vogue 1387 by Rebecca Taylor. The first version I made is in this absolutely gorgeous material. I got at Joann's a couple years ago. I can't remember what it is, I'm sorry. I made version B, sleeveless obviously, for some moderate coverage in the hot months, to have myself a nice tank top. I can wear it buttoned or tied up, and this is an absolute go-to for me. It's a favorite top, to be sure. I love that top so much that I went ahead and made a second Vogue 1387 sleeveless. On the last version, I followed the pattern and I pleated the detailing on the front. But I also top stitched that pleating down, whereas on this I just gathered it, and I also took the pattern in a bit and used this. This was a thrifted material, so I don't know exactly what it is, but it's got a lovely texture to it, and a bit more body than I was expecting, and more body than the other one has, so it sits a bit differently. I don't love it quite as much, though I have to say the neck line on this I find very flattering for me, so I still find myself reaching for this. Next up is a Simplicity 8601. I did alter the pattern quite a bit. Well, not a ton. I mean, it's a pretty simple pattern. I altered the sleeves up, and then I also dropped where the split is at the bottom. I'm 6'3", and I have a long torso and long legs, and where they had it was well above my navel, and that's not gonna work. I made this in a cotton voile, and I'll insert some photos there. It's a wonderful top to wear in hot weather, even in humid weather. It's such lightweight material that I still can get moderate sun coverage, but be comfy and cool. Next up, I've got the New Look 6232, which it is a long sleeve pattern, and I just turned it into short sleeve, and then also added a little bit of gathering at the top of the sleeve. That's just my preferred sleeve style. I think it looks really nice. I'm not into the huge puffy sleeves so much, but I like a little bit of body up at the top. I used this quilting cotton that I got at an estate sale, and I have to say, I love this top, and I have never gotten a good reaction on this top. I think it reminds me of a cross between like a Georgia O'Keeffe Hawaiian shirt. I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know what you think it looks like, I guess. But yeah, I think this is a super fun top. Another alteration I made besides the sleeves is to make it a pie crust collar, or I don't know if it's a pie crust collar because it's on a collar stand on a button top. Maybe it is, I don't know, but the pleated detailing I thought was very cute. Okay, now I've got a Simplicity 2447 made with a linen blend that I got at Joann's, and I have to say this one is a bit of a flop. I had never made this pattern before, and so of course, you know, I hadn't graded out my size quite right, and I decided to use a striped material, so there's a lot of pattern matching to be had there. And I didn't do too bad considering it didn't fit me really well at all. But where I ran into issues is the front two panels. After adding in the button placket, you know, it is what it is. I have figured out one way to go in and fix the quite bad pattern matching, but it's to the side that I don't like as much. It would incorporate that really wide kind of coral stripe as opposed to the other pins, the narrower stripes, which I think would look better, but you know, there's only so much I can do. One thing that I really love about this is that on the button placket, I place the buttons very closely together, which I really enjoy, but I added the horizontal striping. And it just peeks out when you've got it button closed. Just peeks out from the bottom. I think that's a really cute detail. But I should revisit this at some date. I'm trying to make myself wear this top because I spent a long time on it, but all I can think of is the bad pattern matching when I put it on. So what can you do? Okay, next I have two dresses that were inspired by the Simplicity 2281 by Cynthia Rowley. If you look at version C and D of the bodice, I roughly used that pattern to mock up the two dresses that I've made here. The first one being this rayon navy, very dirty, rayon navy top with the split in the back that just ties closed, you know, the gathering in the front, an invisible side zip here with, of course, massive pockets in the skirt. I struggled through this a lot. I wish I had just drafted up my own pattern. Things just didn't quite line up the way that I wanted to, and it took me a long time to go back and salvage this and get it to where it is now, which I really love it, but it was quite a lot of work. So based off my experience with that dress, I then made this dress out of some estate sale material that is rayon, and just, I mean, what a fun print. Like, I saw this and it made me think of the, was it the Calio wrap jumpsuit? Why am I, you know what I mean? Anyways, I really wish I had done that, but I thought jumpsuits for me is rather impractical. So I, you know, self-drafted this dress and whipped this out instead, and I'm happy with it. There are some alterations I'm going to go back and make. I didn't do the opening in the back, and it can get a bit warmer than I thought for a light, you know, for, well, a medium weight rayon. So I'd like to just alter a few things. I'll find myself wearing it more often. Okay, next I've got a bunch of self-drafted tops. This is out of a lightweight rayon that I got on eBay. It's just a long sleeve elasticated blouse that you can wear tied together at the front or untied. Super simple. Despite how it looks on the screen here, it's actually quite lightweight and floaty and wonderful. And I live in the desert, so hooray for saguaro cactus. Now, I bought a lot of that saguaro rayon, so I self-drafted up this top here. It's a V-neck. It's quite cropped. I would like to make versions in the future that are a little bit longer. So it's got a front panel, a back panel, and then to add a little bit of 3-dimension to it, as opposed to just having, you know, a side seam that kind of wings out, I put in a side panel here, and it just drapes really nicely with just a simple grown-on sleeve. And I find myself reaching for that top all the time. It is a touch short, so I have to wear it with only select pants, but it was a great first go. Based off of that pattern, I then went ahead and did this pattern, which is, it seems as though it's like a textured rayon that I got at the estate sale as well. And I saw this and it just made me think like 90s TV, like Living Single and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, maybe a little bit of Full House, something like that. So there wasn't that much of it, but I knew I wanted a top, and so I went with the basic top that I just showed you, but I added a cowl neck and just some pleating detail here. Okay, the last shirt that I have based off of that pattern is a shirt that I just made for a trip to Hawaii. It's out of this cotton gauze. It's so lightweight. It's incredible. The one thing I wish I had done is to pattern match the sides. I was thinking this pattern was busy enough that it wouldn't matter, but it really does. And so originally I had on the side panel here, I had it going in the same grain as the front and back panel, but it really jumped out how bad the pattern matching was. So I went ahead and just reversed the grain, put in a darker strip to break up the eye, maybe draw out the length in the body instead. Now I know better, and I mean, this is a favorite pattern. It's so easy to make, it's easy to wear, it's comfortable, super practical, making a print, making a solid, whatever. I'll definitely make more of these, and so now I know, just take your time and pattern match. Another top that I made for our vacation is this top here, made from a rayon challis that I got, I believe, at fabric.com. I have a ton of that material for abandoned projects that I had, and so now it's basically like my wearable toile material, but it's such a nice lightweight material. I guess I was inspired by the Hunter tank, which is, you know, cut on the bias. So anyways, I drafted this up. I veered off from that, obviously. I added in bust darts, which I don't really know is a thing people do, if it's cut on the bias or not, but generally stuff cut on the bias clings to me in just really the wrong way. But this top, it sits really, really nicely. And so I think I might actually extend this pattern into a dress and just see how it goes. So yeah, I added the bust darts, and then I also added 3 darts in the back here to just help bring the back in. It's a very high neck tank. I wanted a tank that would be higher neck, a little bit more modest. Despite it being lightweight, it's still, because of the neckline, can get a little warm. Okay, the last 2 things I have for you are items that I thrifted and altered. This linen waistcoat I got on ThreadUp. It's a Ralph Lauren linen striped waistcoat. I've been wanting to make a waistcoat for myself for quite a long time. I have this thrifted wool jacket that I want to flip into a waistcoat, and it's precious to me and I really wanted to get it right. So I saw this on ThredUp and thought, just buy it and have a go and a play around with the fit. I mean, is it a style that you even are going to find wearable? I like it. It's pretty big on me, and I did have to take it in on two panels, the back panel and the side back panel. It sits a little bit funny at the front, which I took in to accommodate my bust, but I can't alter it anymore without redoing the welt pockets, and I'm not bothering with that. So it's a little bit weird, and also because of my height, the apex is not even remotely right, and it rises up to cover almost all of my bust. So I feel like that adds to the weirdness of the look. But I'm really happy with this, and I have decided to proceed with my other waistcoat project. So, you know, I succeeded in my original mission. Okay, last up is a Gap Pendleton men's vest that I thrifted. And it was absolutely giant, but I wanted something to wear out just casually. I'm not really a vest person for athletic endeavors. It doesn't, you know, regulate my heat quite right. But to be able to do yard work, just pop over like a flannel in my Carhartts. So I grabbed this. It's got this wonderful like denim material at the top with this navy nylon. Sorry, it's covered in cat hair. My cat is just loves to lay on all of my stuff, as you cat owners know. And then this really fleecy collar with a flannel, brushed flannel inside. And so it's super duper cozy. It was absolutely ginormous on me, and it's, I think, like a men's double X. Oh no, it's just a men's large. But anyways, it was still very big. So I popped off the pockets, opened up the side seam on the inside panel on one side, and then just accommodated the curve of my waist and closed it back up, popped the pockets back on, and now it's an absolute favorite. And I bought it maybe for a few dollars. So I find myself wearing that a lot in the cold months right now. So okay, that's it. That's all I have for you. I hope to be posting another video soon, so please be sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload all of my videos. And until then, bye.